Hey guys, welcome back to Viewers Comments, the series on my channel that makes you think twice about what you leave in the comment section.
Could this work with a plasma cutter?
Yes, this would work great as a plasma cutter, but only once.
Hey.
Hey?
Hello, Freeind. It's me, Mr. Iqbal from Germany. I have saw the CNC, which you made yourself really very smart. Could I buy from you one and send to Germany, or just I will buy from your all parts plus PC and program software? Rest all would I make it home like you. Do you sell on eBay some parts for this CNC? If yes, please inform me and give me your email address. In future, I have large plan with this CNC in India. Please contact with me. So happy nice day and greetings from Stuttgart, Germany.
Well, Mr. Iqbal, I wish you all the greatest of luck in India or Germany. I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but good luck, buddy.
Congratulations. Now you're going to have a bunch of sawdust outside the building piling up.
I seem to get this comment quite a bit, and what people don't really understand is that the dust goes into the bin underneath the cyclone. I've never seen a speck of dust outside my shop where it blows into my backyard. It simply doesn't happen. It all ends up in the bin.
Wear safety shoes.
Nope.
What holds the router and white throat plate down tight to the table? Gravity? Does it ever ride up on you while cutting?
Yes, gravity holds the router plate in place, and now with it being made of aluminum, it's a little heavier, and plus I always have the dust collection on, and that really sucks everything down, so there's never any risk of it riding up in any way.
Great video, but why was your buddy wearing socks in the shop, lol?
'Cause it's cold in here, eh?
Excellent video. Everything was explained perfectly. Thank you. Not sure if it's possible with your setup, but have you considered a vacuum table for holding the work?
Yeah, those are kind of an interesting concept, except, you know, you're running a pump constantly. That's extra electricity cost, and there's nothing wrong with just screwing it to the scrap board, as it's not going anywhere. Quick, dirty, cheap. Perfect.
Where do I send my $10, lol?
Send your $10 to Australia. They need it.
Can't this be built without the professional workshop, table saw, bench drill, bandsaw, etc.?
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you how.
What are the sizes on all the pieces?
If anyone's not aware, I do have about 90% of my projects as free plans on my website, DIYbuilds.ca. They're always free, they always will be, and if you have AutoCAD or a converter program, you can also download the .dwg files and look at the 3D model and adjust it how you need.
Finally, someone that cuts the bullshit out. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Are you a cabinet maker? Seems like that's the skill set needed.
No, I'm an electrician as my full-time day job, and everything I've learned is pretty much off of YouTube.
Those bearings aren't cheap. Salvage them from a machine?
Actually, those bearings were very cheap. They're the same bearings I used in my triple gear screw vise. They were $3 a piece at Princess Auto in the surplus section. Go figure.
For the Alliance.
Only Horde here. No alliance in my shop.
Z-axis. Zed? Really? Are you American? Why did you adopt Zed? That's nonsense.
Well, now I'm kind of confused because as far as I know, Z is the correct alphabetical term and Americans call it Z. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but if you want something else to set you over the edge, aluminum or aluminium.
Your kid's stomach is looking abnormally large.
Are you calling my kid fat? Because them's fighting words.
So the project begins over at my CNC machine? Of course it does. I'm no longer impressed. Beat it for my recommendations now, please.
Yes, unfortunately, I did say this project begins at my CNC machine. However, I built that CNC machine, so if that's DIY, the vise is DIY. Also, not to mention, you could easily cut out those gears on the bandsaw, jigsaw, whatever. And for the routered out insert piece, just use a router freehand. It doesn't have to be accurate.
I like it.
Me too.
Did the area behind the plexiglass stay clean, or has fine dust trickled down in there after some use?
Yeah, so far behind the plexiglass is totally clean. I was thinking about putting a bead of silicone around the whole thing to really keep the dust out, but so far it hasn't really needed it.
She is so adorable.
What do you mean she? My son identifies as a cat.
What size mattress is this?
It's a twin size mattress, so I just measured my mattress. If you want, you can go download the plans and check it against those dimensions.
Try safety implementation that comes with saw. If it didn't come with one, fix that making lame excuses for lack of safety, stop talking, and show proper tech. All your vids are you within shorts and sandals.
I look forward to your full detailed report on how shorts and sandals made this kickback happen.
Can you pronounce out correctly instead of saying it like oat?
Out. Oat. Out. About. A boot.
Made in China.
Some of it, yes. Most of it, no. Made in my garage.
I see many failure points and design flaws there. I mean, the major one is that it's made out of wood.
You're absolutely right. Nothing made of wood has ever lasted.
Good God, 1-inch threaded rod. This is expensive. I have my own home-built CNC mill, but a threaded rod that size and length, what did it cost?
Actually, it wasn't bad. A 6-foot section of 1-inch threaded rod at Fastenal cost me $30, so...
The abundance of horrible plaid shorts absolutely screams, I bought all my clothes in 2008.
Hey, that's absolutely wrong. My mom bought me these clothes in 2008.
Awesome job. I noticed that the handles are offset in their orientation, not parallel. Was this on purpose, or just how it ended up?
Yes, that's absolutely intentional. Otherwise, the handles would smack each other when they met in the middle.
I guess I'm kind of old school, but when I think of do-it-yourself, that usually doesn't mean have a machine do all of my cutting and hard work.
No, I don't think you're old school. I think you're just stupid, because if you think there's no hard work involved in putting this vise together because I have a CNC machine, you're f***ing delusional.
Why not use legit Acme screw? A vise that is nice deserves a little better than Home Depot threaded rod.
Simple. Threaded rod is cheap, Acme screws aren't.
The odd Super Smash Brother menu sound effects at the end caught my attention.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering when people are going to start. Notice I put Smash 64 sound effects in the video. Good job.
Amazing contraption. Could you explain more what the third screw is for? I tried looking up racking, but I don't know what it means in this context.
So just like I said at the beginning of the video, it prevents racking. So let's say this is the fixed jaw, this is the moving jaw. You clamp something up here near the top only. So now you apply pressure. Oh, it hits that piece of wood. Now the bottom sucks itself in like this, and your jaws are now out of parallel. With that third screw, it keeps it completely parallel. So there's firm pressure along both sides of the workpiece.
You're a f***ing weirdo, dude.
Thank you.
Why do you pre-drill for the screws?
In the words of George Carlin, there's too much use of this word pre. You pre-board a plane. What does that mean? To get on before you get on? There's no pre-drilling a hole. You drill the hole. And the reason you drill the hole is to avoid splitting of the wood. Because plywood, when you're going into the end grain, is very susceptible to delaminating and splitting.
Why didn't you show it in operation at the beginning of the video?
Well, if I show you everything up front, you're not going to stick around till the end.
Oh man, that is awesome.
Thanks, Andy.
This is great and all, but the gears are wood. Try putting a decent amount of force on it, and they would likely strip the gears off.
No, I've applied quite a bit of force to these, and it's working great. After all, this is a woodworking vise. We're not trying to crush steel in here. You would use a steel vise for something like that. This is just for work holding, and it excels at it tremendously. So far, no issues, nothing's broken, and I love it.
Did you wax the gears?
Yeah, I thought about waxing the gears, but I thought that basically it would discolor everything because, after all, I'm making videos. I wanted it to look good for the thumbnail. So that's really the only reason I haven't done that.
Do I have to wear shorts like that to do such a good job as yours?
As mentioned in the previous comments, these shorts are from 2008. You can't get these anymore.
Hey, I got a question about your table saw lathe. Is it a normal saw blade? If it is, I would be nervous about the stress being put on the blade. Wonder if a dado blade would be safer.
Yes, for my table saw lathe, I just leave the same blade that's in there. It's a thin curve, 40-tooth combination Diablo blade, and it works fine. Because it's ATB and the teeth are crisscrossing like this, it does leave a lot of little streaks, where if you were to use a flat top tooth blade, it would leave a much better finish. So if you wanted to, yeah, go ahead, use a dado blade. That would work well too. Izzy Swan is where I got the inspiration for making the table saw lathe, and I believe in his first video showing that off, he was using a dado stack, like the full width of it. It worked great.
All I see is Bob Ross.
I know, man. I see him everywhere too. Every time I see a happy little bush, there he is, old Bob.
Any reason you didn't go with a bearing that had a cover? I'd imagine in a wood shop, those are going to get gummed up with sawdust.
The reason I didn't go with a bearing that had a cover is these were surplus bearings that I got for $3 each. There was no option, right? I definitely would have went with a shielded one, but you know what? Now that the ball bearings are exposed, it does give it a little bit more of a cool factor anyways, so happy accident.
Haha, you rock, man. My only gripe was that this video was too short. P.S. Please don't include this comment in your next viewer's comments one.
You got it, buddy.
Awesome build. What is your reasoning for having 2 handles instead of just one in the middle?
I get this question a lot, and I know Andy Klein put 1 handle in the middle. I know John Heiss has 2 handles. I felt going with the 2 handles in my case was worth it, as it's a 30-inch wide vise. You can be easily working from one side of this vise or the other, and you don't want to reach into the middle. Maybe you want to reach just right in front of you, depending on what side you're standing on of the vise.
Super nice build. Any chance you can please make a PDF for this one? Thank you so much.
No.
Nice design. Where did you find 1-inch Baltic birch plywood?
So my local hardwood guy ordered in the 1-inch Baltic birch for me, no problem. I'm sure if you went to a kitchen cabinet shop, they could also order you in stuff like that as well.
When closed, left handle protrudes from the side of the table. That is an accident waiting to happen.
It's not really an issue because when I use my vise, I never close it after I'm done. I just leave it where I left it last. So the handles are usually pointing in on each other, so it's not really an issue.
Remember, keep your dick in a vise. Oh, wrong channel.
Remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they'll at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.
DIY? If only I had a CNC machine in my garage.
The channel's called DIY Builds. I have a DIY CNC machine in the garage. It's not my fault if you don't have a CNC machine in your garage.
Are the free plans still available for this manger? I couldn't locate them on DIY Builds.
Yes, those plans and all the plans will be on my website indefinitely. I don't plan on taking them down. I don't plan on making them paid for. You can always go there and get them for free.
Okay, bait time. One country in the whole world with 280 million people still working in feet and inches. Stone-aged measurements. Rest of the world, 8 billion people working in the metric system. What is stopping the Americans from joining the rest of the world? And if your country is so good, why are you building a Berlin Wall around the edges? It's to keep the American people in? You're all prisoners of war. Sorry guys, Trump's trade war has already been lost. China has 2-year GDP debt in the US dollar to American banks. If he blocks China goods, China defaults on the loans and your financial system collapses. Oh, that's why the wall. To stop your people from running to freedom in Mexico. Okay, debate time. Oh, and Australia has already lost the trade war. Casualty number 1 here.
I'm Canadian, so I don't know what to say.
What's the maximum weight you could out on the shelves with no support underneath?
I don't know, like 78 pounds?
Now I know where the majority of the cost of this product is. It's in beer. A couple $100 in material, the rest in beer. You did a really good job on this. It's really impressive.
And they called Dave Picciuto the drunken woodworker.
How would you say your build compares to prefab kits? Aside from the obvious time and tweaking it required, would you say it performs as good a level as an X-Carve or one of those popular kit-selling company machines?
Well, having exactly zero experience with those other kits, I'm going to say that mine is the best. All right, guys, that does it for this episode of Viewers' Comments. If you have a comment, question, concern, random stupid fact to tell me, leave it down below, and maybe you'll make it into the next Viewers' Comments video.